we're here today to move forward on your dreams, and that's what's important. And I want to share a short story with you before I move into the laser coaching. I want to show you how your limiting beliefs can actually be the obstacles and what sabotages you from taking action. And it's related to something in my own life. So I've written 14 books about how to make your dreams come true. And if you want to know more about that, go to our main site, which is dreamuniversity.com. 14 books, but I haven't written a new book for a long time. Like, I haven't written a big book in, I want to say, 10 years. Now, I'm using other technology, yay me. But the truth of it is, I made this commitment to myself that I wouldn't write another book until there was something I was really passionate about. And I kept getting lots of ideas for book titles, but I really didn't have the core message. A lot of us make this mistake. Oh, there's a cute title. I'll develop a product, as opposed to really, I've got to fix this mic or it's going to drive me crazy all night. Give me 1 second here. I thought I was so clever tucking it away, but I over-tucked. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So I really did the inner work, as I'm going to suggest a lot of you do, to explore what was really stopping me. And the truth of it was, years ago, I wrote a big book associated with a PBS television special. And my publisher published 100,000 copies, unheard of. They thought I was going to be the next Susie Orman. Well, what we found out was people weren't buying dreams the way that they were buying money. And although we sold 50,000 copies of the book, we didn't sell the remaining 50,000. And they called me one day. They said, would you like to remainder your books, which means we're going to throw them away. Would you like to buy them? And I bought them for a pretty penny. I got a great deal, and I was able to resell them. This is my main book, Making Your Dreams Come True, for years at wholesale to our certified dream coaches, to the public, and I sold out of that book. We actually re-released it as a Dream You imprint, which was very exciting. Okay, so here's what happened. I asked myself, what's stopping me from writing the new book? Now, the logical answer was, well, I don't know what the new book should be. But I finally asked myself, what's blocking me from knowing what that new book should be? And I could feel the emotion come up, and I had shame over only selling 50,000 books. I know it's kind of silly, but more than shame, I had fear, because there was a new software developed where publishers could actually type in your name and see how many copies of your books were sold. And in my mind, I developed a belief that nobody would want to publish my book because it didn't sell out the 100,000 copies. And year in, year out, you know, I had my story until I really got to the belief. Well, I attended a colleague's workshop where there were agents, book agents, and I finally said, this is ridiculous. I need to know what it says. So I went up to the agent and I said, could you please look up my name and show me my data, my statistics? He typed in my name and all my book titles came up. And in the category called how many books were sold, it was all zeros. And I said to him, zeros? He said, well, when did you write this book that you're curious about? I said, well, I originally wrote it in 93. It was re-released in 2000. And he said, oh, this software didn't exist until 2002. Within 30 days, I knew what my new book was going to be. I knew what my message was. I unblocked this locked away dark secret that was a limiting belief that wasn't even true. And once I cleared away the belief, the doors opened. It was like the seas parted, and I got a brilliant idea. Then what I did, and this I'm going to talk to a lot of you because I know this is going to come up. If you're like me, you need to see results. We need to take big dreams, break them down into projects, and we need to see results. If you're like me, you probably also need encouragement. So I called a couple of people that I respected. I bounced my ideas off of them. They all really loved it. I sat down with my dear friend Marcia Wieder. Marcia wrote Marcy was the one who came up with the brand Chicken Soup for the Soul. Jack Canfield wrote the first one. Marcy came up with Chicken Soup for the Women's Soul and everybody else's soul. And Marcy spent a couple of hours with me mapping out the entire book. I was en route to Morocco a couple of months ago. I stopped in New York. I met with an agent who happened to be the woman who was at Random House when we actually sold the 50,000 books, the one person in the world who could vouch for me that we actually printed 100,000 copies and that they sold 50,000 and I sold 50,000. She loved the idea, and each step of the way I got encouragement and celebration. And the reason I took all this time to tell you the story, a couple of reasons. One is tomorrow I'm submitting the overview to the agent. She gave me 6 questions to answer. I moaned and groaned about this 10-page overview, but mostly now I have the core of the proposal written. So a couple of lessons. One, I didn't get clarity about what I most wanted until I removed the obstacle. For years, I've been teaching the CBAs, get clear about what you want, believe in your dreams, and take action. But what I have learned is that if you don't believe in yourself or your dream, you might not even have the clarity. So be suspicious that there's something, either a limiting belief or a strategy that might be in your way that we can clear the decks to make room for the dream. And the most important thing, it all comes down to taking action. What are you going to do to demonstrate you're more committed to your dream than to any doubt, fear, or reality that might try to get in your way? So taking action is our theme tonight. I hope my story helps you, get clear about your dream, write it down, talk about it, identify what your limiting beliefs and obstacles are, explore if your obstacles are internal beliefs or external strategies. In mine, it was a belief that I was able to clear by taking action on an external strategy. And in that moment, it was a game changer for me. So we want to see what's stopping you, what's blocking you from taking action. Also, I want to encourage you, build your dream team so you don't have to do it all yourself. I know we've got a lot of people on tonight that are feeling overwhelmed and there's not enough time to make the dream a priority. You've got to master the skill of enrollment that I've talked about on every show previously in order to get other people to help you.
Will be unstoppable. Anything is possible. When you believe. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. Believe. What's your dream that sometimes seems illogical when you try?